Alright guys, so today we're doing another discussion, and I know we've been doing a lot of those lately, but, I mean, on top of there not being much content, leading up to Saiyan Day, and I guess the Omega Shonen on EZA, which, at the time this is out, will be out, but the day before this is out, Dokkan was out, like, all day. There was, like, a 13-hour maintenance, so I couldn't record an actual video in-game, so we're just going to be discussing, how Dokkan is doing as far as the health of the game. And more specifically, we're going to be talking about the survey that was just released on the Japanese side of the game. And it gave us a look into a few things that we might be looking forward to as far as like the game goes. Now, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 20 minutes. Not real sure. But just leading off, the first thing that a lot of people are talking about is the possibility of Dragon Ball Heroes, LRs, and Dokkan Fest exclusives. Now, there was a question in this quiz, which shout out to Goresh. If I remember, I'm going to link his video in the description, and if not, I'm just going to link it in the comments if someone reminds me. But Goresh has a great video where he basically translates this entire, like, poll, I guess, and basically, like, he tells you what all the questions are, and how he feels about them, but one of them is like, how do you feel about Dragon Ball Heroes units? Like, and one of the answers, and I'm gonna say probably the most like popular answer, is I want to see more Dragon Ball Heroes units. I want to see them in hype celebrations, basically. And what that would mean, Dokkan Fest exclusives or LRs. Now, the way that the Dragon Ball Heroes like stuff works, it's very, very top heavy. Like, if you think about it, there's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito, which I'm not sure if there's a character on the planet. Well, not a character. Well, yeah. I'm not sure if there's a character in Dragon Ball, other than maybe like LRUI Goku with the best animations in the game, who would sell better than like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito. And that's just me being completely honest. And then they also have like Super Saiyan 4 Kaioken Gogeta. I mean, like, Dragon Ball Heroes has really, really hype units. And they would sell extremely, extremely well. I just dropped my entire microphone. I'm sorry about that. They would sell really, really well. But the thing is, I hope they don't overkill on Dragon Ball Heroes units. Like, sure, one every here and there would be great. But what we don't want is, like, every other Dokkan Fest to be Dragon Ball Heroes. Because then, like, we'll get, like, a Cell X Dokkan Fest, and no one really cares about that. Because really the way that Heroes works as far as hype goes, it's very, very top heavy. Like I said before, you have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito, you have Super Saiyan 4 Kaioken Gogeta, and then you also have like the Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta and Vegito. It's really just like the fusions, and I mean Super Saiyan God Trunks would also be pretty hype. Just pretty much the what if stuff of common things is what would be very hype. You know, like fusions taking new forms, which is pretty much all I've mentioned. And then I guess also Super Saiyan God Trunks, which, by the way, his hair looks weird. I'm not sure if that's just me. But if they overdid Dragon Ball Heroes, I feel like that could possibly kill the game, and if not, it could possibly just kill the global version of the game. Because obviously in Japan, Dragon Ball Heroes is much more widely accessible. Now, the Dragon Ball Heroes units do come to global, right? Like a year ago at this time, they didn't. So that would have been very scary. If that came out and it was like, wait, is Global not going to get some Dokkan Fest exclusives? But now they are definitely going to release on both versions, but they need to find a balance between, obviously, introducing some Dokkan Fest, some LR Dragon Ball Heroes units, but not overdoing it so that the national, well, not the, like, the international player base, outside of Japan doesn't get, like, I guess, bored. Because if you just watch, like, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, that's probably what you're there for. And then if you just start seeing things like, who is Fu? Why is Fu here? What does this mean? You probably won't be as interested as if they just released another, I don't know, like, Super Vegito. I mean, just being completely honest. But, I don't know, it depends on how they do Dragon Ball Heroes. They'd have to do it in moderation. But with that being said, we're going to move on to some other stuff that was in that, like, little poll. And it was PvP. Now, personally, I would like to see how they would do PvP. I'm not saying I would like to see PvP in the game. I'm saying I would like to see how they would do PvP. Very different. Because PvP could kill the game very easily. Um, Dragon Ball Heroes units could also kill the international version of the game. I think on JP, Dragon Ball Heroes units would be fine. But JP could kill the entire... I mean, not JP. PvP could kill the entire game. So, basically, like... I don't know. It depends on how they handle it, like I said. Now, one thing that I would like, that I don't think they will do, is if hopping into PvP, you had, like, 2 different modes. Where it's just, like... If you wanted to go into, like, let's say, ranked PvP, which, by the way, like, this is Dokkan. There's probably not going to be a ranked PvP. Like, all of your characters would be 55% in the potential system. There would be no equipment. You know, just like that is fine. Or maybe even just SA10 with no potential system. I would like that, so that way, like, someone like Truth, who has the entire, game rainbowed, would not just dominate PvP. Now, one thing that I think is significantly more likely than PvP. PvP was on the poll or whatever, but one thing that I think is significantly more likely than PvP is co-op. Now, we've seen some variation of co-op in Dokkan before. All of the raids that we've done before are kind of sort of co-op, but they're not like live co-op, which is what I think they were talking about in the little poll quiz thing. And live co-op could be really fun, just because if it's just you and a friend going through it, you don't need to take away the hidden potential system. Because if you get a friend who has all rainbowed units, good for you, this is going to be easier for you. Now, if you have a friend who has all 55% units, you might need to carry a little bit. But I just think co-op coming to Dokkan would be a really, really good idea. PvP, I'm not so sure. Dragon Ball Heroes Dokkan Fest exclusives and LRs, I'm also pretty sure would be good for the game. They just need to do it in moderation. But, I mean, co-op, I'm not sure if there's a way that they could really mess up co-op, unless if they made, like... Actually, no, I'm not sure if there's really a way that they could mess up co-op. I was thinking about it and I was like, huh. Because what I was about to say was something that they could do to mess up PvP, which is where, like, let's just say, hypothetically, they release a unit who is, like, a PvP exclusive, and no one summons on it because it's PvP exclusive, but then someone like Truth summons, like, 15 copies of them just because he can. I think that would kill the game. But that's, like, very Dragon Ball Legend thing to do. I don't think they would do that. And, like, Dokkan just handles things significantly better than Legends, from what I could tell. Because, like, if you look at Legends, and if you don't play Legends, they have this thing called Zenkai Awakening. And it's basically easy A's, but you have to, like, pay for it, and it's weird, I don't know. They basically took easy A's and they made them bad. And not, when I say bad, I don't mean they made the units bad, because the units are really, really good, right? But they made it to where, like, oh, you have to pay money to get them, like, extra levels or whatever. I don't play Legends, I'm not gonna lie. I used to play Legends. I actually still have Legends downloaded on my phone. I just haven't opened it in months. But I feel like Dokkan, because they handle things better than Legends, just, like, as a track record, I feel like. And that could also just be because Dokkan has been doing it for longer. Dokkan is over 5 years old. Legends isn't even 2 years old. So that is one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, overall, that poll has me very excited. Like most people, well, I'm not going to say like most people, because from what I've been hearing lately, a lot of people think Super Saiyan 4 Bardock is coming for Saiyan Day. I don't think we're getting a Dragon Ball Heroes unit immediately, like Dokkan Fest exclusive or LR, because that poll just came out asking if we wanted it or not, and if it was significant, just like we don't want this, which they knew it wasn't going to be, it would almost feel like a spit in the face of the player base, if everyone was like, we don't want this, and then like 3 days later, out came Super Saiyan 4 Bardock. And also, I wouldn't be very hyped for Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, unless if they made his animations like the best in the game. I, as a global main, would skip the banner. Just because the 5th year, I mean, it might be like 3 months away or whatever, 3, 4, 5 months away, something like that. But it's going to have tickets, it's going to have the best units in the game. It's also going to have LR Rose, who I'm going to summon for, which you should not summon for, by the way, if you're a global player. Don't summon for LR Rose. Just because it's a Dokkan Fest, not a Dokkan Fest, just because it's an LR banner, and LR banners are not worth summoning on. But I think that was about it. Just co-op is a good idea. PvP, I'm not sold on. They could do it right. Dragon Ball Heroes units are good in moderation, I think. Now, it could be wrong. Maybe every single Dragon Ball Heroes like banner they release from here on out hits top grossing, which is a possibility in Japan. But I just don't think it's going to happen internationally just because of how unaware, I would say, a majority of the player base are to the characters in Dragon Ball Heroes, right? But anyways, I'm going to stop just, you know, talking out of my butt. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider to leave a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel. My name has been Black Hole, and I will see you guys next time.